The British Empire, which once held sway over 412 million people, comprising 23% of the world population by 1913, was a vast and complex entity. But what led to its rise and eventual fall? The empire's dominions, colonies, protectorates, mandates, and other territories were ruled or administered by the United Kingdom and its predecessor states. As the empire on which the sun never sets, it was a behemoth of power and influence. But how did it all begin? The seeds of the British Empire were sown during the Age of Discovery in the 15th and 16th centuries, when Portugal and Spain pioneered European exploration of the world. England, France, and the Netherlands soon followed, establishing colonies and trade networks in the Americas and Asia. But it was the British who would eventually emerge as the dominant colonial power. As the British Empire expanded, it was described as the empire on which the sun never sets. But what drove this expansion? One of the key factors in the British Empire's rise to power was its series of wars with the Netherlands and France in the 17th and 18th centuries. These conflicts left Britain the dominant colonial power in North America. The East India Company's conquest of Mobile, Bengal at the Battle of Plassey in 1757 marked a significant turning point in the empire's expansion. But at what cost? The British Empire's expansion was not without its challenges. The American Revolution resulted in Britain losing some of its oldest and most populous colonies in North America by 1783. However, the empire continued to grow, and by 1920, it covered 35.5 million square kilometers, 24% of the Earth's total land area. But how did the empire maintain its power and influence? The period of relative peace from 1815 to 1914, known as Pax Britannica, saw the British Empire emerge as the principal naval and imperial power of the 19th century. The empire's dominance was further solidified by its colonization of India and its shaping of the modern borders of the Middle East alongside France. But what were the implications of this dominance? The British Empire's expansion was driven by the actions of various individuals, including King Henry VII, who commissioned John Cabot to lead an expedition to discover a northwest passage to Asia in 1496. Cabot's voyages marked the beginning of British exploration and colonization of the Americas. But what were the consequences of these actions? The British Empire's colonization of North America was marked by the establishment of various settlements, including Jamestown, founded in 1607 by Captain John Smith. The Crown took direct control of the Virginia Company's venture in 1624, founding the colony of Virginia. But how did these settlements shape the empire's expansion? The British Empire's expansion was not limited to North America. The empire's colonization of India was marked by the defeat of the Maratha Empire in the Third Anglo-Maratha War by 1818. The empire's dominance in the Middle East was further solidified by its shaping of the modern borders of the region alongside France. But what were the implications of this expansion? The British Empire's dominance was eventually challenged by the rise of other powers, including Germany and the United States. The First World War placed enormous strain on Britain's military, financial, and manpower resources. The empire's expansion was further complicated by the occupation of its colonies in East Asia and Southeast Asia by the Empire of Japan during the Second World War. But what were the consequences of these challenges? The British Empire's decline was marked by the achievement of independence by various colonies, including India in 1947. The Suez Crisis of 1956 confirmed Britain's decline as a global power. The handover of Hong Kong to China in 1997 marked the end of the empire's expansion. But what remains of the empire's legacy? Today, the British Empire's legacy can be seen in the 14 overseas territories that remain under British sovereignty. Many former British colonies have joined the Commonwealth of Nations, a voluntary association of countries with historical ties to the United Kingdom. But what does the future hold for the remnants of the empire?